So, how do you plan your day a successful way? Listen, we've all heard of this before. So, before you clear off, this might be of some importance to you if I've caught your attention already. Yeah, it's not the normal planning. I know the best way to do is to write the 6 things down before you go to sleep and then do them the next day. Do the big ones first, do the hard ones first. So then everything is dead easy, right? We've got that. I mean, whether you do it or not is like another matter, but it all sounds a bit too systematic and mechanical for me. And yeah, I'm not all about that. You know what? I absolutely used to drive my manager mad whenever I was a medical rep. And he would actually say, for goodness sake, note to self, don't let Sheena think for too long. So, hands up if you're sick of thinking. So, listen, here we go. The best way to plan your day. How do you normally go to bed at night time? Might seem a bit of a silly question when we're talking about planning, but how do you go to bed at night time? What thoughts are going around in your mind? I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do the other. Oh my goodness, I didn't get this done, I didn't get that done, I didn't get the other done. And then you fall asleep. And then you get up in the morning and you have the same thoughts over and over and over again. Am I right? Who's experienced that? Yeah. So, what can we do about that? Well, here's the thing. Here's a great saying. The more you do, the more there is to be done. When there's nothing to be done, there's nothing left to be done. Now let's just feel into the energy of that. So when you do, it's like, what's next? What's next? What's next? It's very anxious, really. I mean, I used to think it was just hyperactivity, but I didn't realize that I was actually covering a load of anxiety. Didn't notice that. Miss Positivity number one was actually full of anxiety, but because I kept myself busy and hyperactive, it was seen as, oh, look at that. But it was just not quite the energy. Now, what about whenever you've done everything? What's your energy then? You're like, oh, it's all done. You feel the space, don't you, when you've all completed everything? Now, what if you practice that in your day? What if you practice that energy vibration? What's all done? So everything I'm doing now is just for the pure joy of it. I enjoy doing this piece of work. And if you can't find something that you enjoy, then change your perception of it because everything, it's not how you do one thing, it's how you do everything, should I say. How you do one thing is how you do everything. And it's not the certain things you do, it's the things you do in a certain way. And listen, I'm only talking to you from my experience because I was that do. And I have to really pay attention and be in this holy instant that I'm in now, that this experience right here, right now is pure joy because this now is creating the next now. And if I'm so busy running forward, I'm missing this now and I'm missing what my body is telling me. So many people tell me my intuition. I said, you can't see your intuition. You're so busy in your beta brain. You have no clue what's going on. That's your ego. It's your paradigm talking. To hear our intuition, we're quiet. And not just for half an hour, and not just for a day. It's that slowly coming down of that thought system that you can start to hear the difference between ego and your inner tutor that you want to be listening to, because you're being tutored inside two ways. Which one are you listening to? How do you know? So when we start to calm down by using our wonderful imagination, so here's how I am suggesting you go to bed. Now this comes from Neville Goddard, that before you go to bed at night time, that you revise the day. And in your wonderful imagination, if things didn't go the way you wanted, that you would see them going the way you wanted them to go. And you feel into that feeling of it. Then you sit in your next day and you go, well, what do I want to happen tomorrow? And you see it all happening. And then you fall asleep in that feeling, using your wonderful imagination as that bit for the feeling, because it's the feeling you're looking for, that feeling of peace and calm and everything's done and nothing's a problem and everything is ease, flow and joy. You see, the thing is, we actually think we want that, but a lot of the time we actually recreate something else because we love the adrenaline rush. And it's okay. It's okay to have that as long as you're aware of it and don't complain about it and just acknowledge it. Just, well, I love to get that rush. Well, then see that in your imagination. See yourself getting excited. Whatever it is that you want to feel the next day, you choose it the night before. It is so powerful. So, so powerful. And Neville Goddard's the book of The Power of Awareness. It says, prepare your place. I absolutely love this. All is yours. Do not go seeking for that which you are. Appropriate it, claim it, assume it. Everything depends on the concept of yourself. That which you do not claim as true of yourself cannot be realized by you. Wow. Who are you being as you're going to sleep at night time? And who are you being during the day? This is all in your planning. But we tend to do it as notes and mechanical. And I'm suggesting, just a suggestion, that you start off in your wonderful imagination and you start off feeling your way into your day rather than doing your way into your day. You'll find things go a lot easier. And if you say, well, Sheena, I tried it, and you try it for one night, 2 nights, maybe even 3 nights, nothing changes. Well, you know what? Bob told me to do it for 90 days. Tell me then after 90 days. And you know what? If you say it doesn't work, I won't believe you because I know this works. I know it works. It doesn't just work for one person. It doesn't just work for one person. So Neville said, in my Father's house, well, it was actually Jesus, in my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, ye may be also. So what does that mean? It means you go and prepare a place in your imagination, and then your subconscious will take you there. All the actions will be leading to your subconscious, to your imagination. But your feelings have got to be involved as well. That's why sometimes things don't happen, because we think, well, I want that, but then we're thinking, our bodies are going like, well, that's never going to happen in a month of Sundays, or we're in doubt. But we see the image, but our body's in doubt. So that's a really positive 2%, and the 98% is coming from lack. Bet you didn't know you could do that. Nope, neither did I. And that's what I was doing. So that's on the chapter, preparing your place. And then I love in the chapter, free will, it says, the question is often asked, what should be done between the assumption of the wish fulfilled and its realization? Nothing. Nothing. But Sheena, I'm not getting that. Well, I'm not asking you to get it. But if your way isn't working, maybe you might want to listen to people who've made it work this way and been saying it to you over and over and over again. Do your planning in your imagination and know that it is done. Because that knowing it's done is an assumption. So what are you assuming? You're assuming that you have to work really hard to get something. Oh my goodness, that energy is so exhausting. So exhausting, and all it is fighting yourself. Don't fight for what is already yours. If you see it, it is yours. It cannot be any other way. If you see yourself with it, it's not something just popped into your mind and you thought, oh, it'd be really good to go and travel on a yacht. Oh, wow. Oh, well, that will never happen. Boom. Just shut it right down. And maybe it won't happen the next day, but maybe 6 months later, maybe a year later, you find yourself on a yacht and you just go, oh my God. It happened to me. I have a pit bull story about that, but never worry about that. I mean, literally, I just find myself on a yacht dancing to pit bull. Maybe I'll tell you about that story one day. And so listen, here's a chapter on faith. To hear that which you desire does exist, and you need only to accept it in consciousness is good news. You're not asking for anything. You're being given something. And it's about graciously receiving. Wow. And if you don't, lack of faith will mean perpetual failure in any conscious use of the law of assumption. So, what do we tend to do if we don't have faith? Then we'll just work really, really hard and make it happen. But your goal's on one frequency, and you're working hard here, like really hard. And you can see it, something in the way. All your beliefs, all your doubts, all your unconscious guilt. Unconscious guilt's a big one. You may think, I don't have any. I don't have anything to be guilty about. Guilt and shame hold us in place. Guilt and shame actually stop our businesses from growing. I didn't get it either till I started to realize bit by bit. It's amazing. So there you go. That's a new way of planning, isn't it? Using your wonderful imagination the night before. Do it for 90 days. Or perhaps you might want to come and have a chat with me, and we can have a look at turning all that around in 6 months. A lot more to get your mind on point, planning and thinking the way the successful people think. A matrix of success rather than matrix of lack. A matrix of laser pointed focus. And not this drifting. Is it this? Is it that? Is it this? Is it that? Thousands of books later, webinars later, qualifications later, loads of programs later. Bob put it all in that. I still try to prove that there's something not in it, and I get what he means now more and more and more and more, and I've done it 12 times. If you're interested, you're a purpose-driven entrepreneur, corporate woman wanting to leave her job or just wanting to climb the business ladder, corporate man or woman, then give me a call. If you want to live a life on purpose, you feel that and you're willing to do what it takes, and you've tried it all, it's not working for you, then have a chat with me, because I was you. I still am you. I still am you. I haven't got all the answers. Bob just gave me some lessons that I repeated and repeated and repeated. And I started to find peace. And when I started to find peace, nothing else mattered really. But yeah, results started to happen. And then I forgot. And then I went back to the work. And then I found peace. And I'm not letting it go this time. No way. It's a pleasure being with you. Have a good day now. See ya. Oh, there's a free webinar down there, by the way. Click on that. I don't know, maybe it'll help. It helped me.